I think Andy can get at that one down there. 51 points.
The robots preparing to do battle. Hello. First, President Clinton's historic visit to Northern Ireland. Thousands of people lined the streets of Belfast today to welcome the American President Bill Clinton to Northern Ireland. It's the first time a serving US president has ever visited the province. He welcomed the moves that have been made towards peace and urged everyone else to do the same. Newsround's Nick Gardner reports.
The President's plane, Air Force One, touched down early this morning on the second stop of Bill Clinton's 5-day European tour. There was little ceremony at the airport before President Clinton and his wife Hillary were driven into Belfast in a motorcade made up of 8 limousines, all specially flown in from the States. President Clinton visited both Catholic and Protestant areas of Belfast before attending a peace rally. There, 9-year-old Catherine Hamill gave the President an insight into the human cost of the Troubles in Northern Ireland.
My first daddy died in the Troubles. It was the saddest day of my life. I still think of him. Now it is nice and peaceful. I like having peace and quiet for a change, instead of people shooting and killing. My Christmas wish is that peace and love will last in Ireland forever.
President Clinton appealed to everybody to continue working towards peace.
Protestant and Catholic alike must not allow the ship of peace to sink on the rocks of old habits and hard grudges.
The President travels to the Republic of Ireland tomorrow, but before that he has an important engagement tonight, switching on Belfast's Christmas lights.
7 donkeys in Wales face a chilly winter because they've got nowhere to shelter. Plans to build them a home in their field have been turned down by officials. They say that because the field in Barmouth in Gwynedd is part of a national park, no buildings can be put up there. For Newsround, Rodri Lewis reports.
The sun may still be shining on Barmouth, but the tourists have long gone. Gone too are the donkeys which have spent all summer ferrying children up and down the beach. Their winter home is on an exposed patch of land above the town, owned by their owner, Stephen Staff. He wants to build a barn here to house the donkeys, but as the land is in the Snowdonia National Park, the Park Committee says Mr Staff can't build here because it'd spoil the view of the Mouthach estuary. Though they've been offered homes elsewhere in Wales, Mr Staff says he'd rather keep his donkeys here.
I want to look after them. I've got to go to them twice a day, morning and night, to check on them, to feed them. And if there's anything wrong with them, I know, and I can spot it straight away. And I'm not saying nobody else would, but I just want to look after myself.
The Snowdonia National Park says its decision is justified, both as a matter of policy and because of worries about the size of the proposed barn. However, it's also concerned about the welfare of the donkeys.
We've had the application for a number of months. We've not come to a snap decision. The committee have dealt with it meticulously in great detail, and there's every opportunity for the applicants to find alternative accommodation.
Mr Staff's last hope is that the Welsh Secretary will overturn the park's decision. However, until then, Jimmy, Daisy and the others will all be left out in the cold.
Now, a look at other stories which are making the news today. The Royal Society for the Protection of Animals has launched its annual campaign to persuade people to think carefully before giving pets as Christmas presents. It says over 700 unwanted puppies and kittens were taken to RSPCA rescue centres last Christmas. The French capital, Paris, has been hit by record traffic jams. People face massive delays as they try to get to work during a week-long strike by public transport workers. The smell at a sewage farm in Stratford-upon-Avon has got so bad the local water company has been forced to take action. It's planted sweet-smelling trees such as lavenders, poplars and limes to mask the smell for people living nearby. And finally, to a new craze that could hit Britain soon. It involves robots armed to the teeth with things like electric drills and chainsaws who battle it out with each other for victory. Last night, I had a preview. It's just what every sci-fi fan and radio control enthusiast wants. Two homemade robots fighting each other to the death. A new sport that has been brought over from America, ready to invade Britain. It's hoped Robot Wars will be developed into a TV show. Last night, TV producers and members of the public were invited to the first ever British tournament for a sneak preview. This is Dangerous Brian's, and this is Sydney. And these two guys are about to go to war with each other. So it was nice knowing you. Take care. I'm out of here. Mark Thorne came up with the idea for the bizarre sport, and it all started with a vacuum cleaner.
One day I was looking at my tank and the vacuum cleaner and thinking, you know, what can I do with this thing? And I thought, I'll put some power tools on it.
Do you think it's a little bit violent, though?
Well, it is violent, yeah.
So watch this space. Robot Wars could be coming to a TV screen near you. And that's all from Newsround for today. Until around the same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Sorry once again for the problems at the beginning of that programme. But now, get yourself a pen and paper because there's a very special address coming up after this exciting final Biker Grove.